early Gemini season today. And so Gemini is an air sign, and so it's going to be a lot more mental stimulation this month, whereas we had a lot of earthy, grounded, slow-moving energy last month. So with Gemini, we get curious, we want to learn, we want to talk, we want to socialize, all difficult things to do in isolation, but we still get, we just get more antsy. And so staying grounded is really important this month. Allowing our energy to focus towards learning or communication and kind of networking. Those are like good kind of uses of this. So we're going to work shoulders because Gemini rules our shoulders, our hands, kind of the things that we communicate with. So we're going to work on shoulder mobility and strengthening along with, we'll keep that the grounding energy because we'll need that for to not be on our heads all day or to not feel overstimulated. So some of us that are really sensitive to energy, like I'm really sensitive to Gemini energy. It's like not my favorite time because a lot of times I do feel overstimulated. So it's like technology timeouts or kind of closing your eyes or just getting away from noise can be helpful. So we'll try and use the yoga practice to kind of help us all. Because I know some people are working and with all that. So hi, Dawn and Jen. See them joining. Okay, guys, so let's start with some alternate nostril breathing. So if you're congested or have anything going on where you can't plug and unplug your nose, you'll just kind of imagine breathing through each side as I call it out, but you don't have to plug if you don't want to. So pick your non-dominant hand and we'll put our index and our middle finger right between your eyes, and you'll use your thumb and your ring finger to plug and unplug. So empty your breath out. Plug your right, breathe in through your left. Plug left, breathe out right. In right. Out left. In left. Out right. In right. Out left. In left. Out right. In right. Out left. In left. Out right. In right. Out left. One more cycle. In left. Out right. In right. Out left. Just drop your hands, take another couple breaths. Just kind of noticing what that breath work did for you. Sometimes it makes us feel more balanced or kind of calmer. So just kind of taking that in. And I'm going to move back to my mat. So if you aren't on your mat, go ahead and get close. If you do have a strap today, that will be great. If you don't have a strap, then a dish towel works, regular towel works, anything long, even if you add some, yeah, I mean, really cords work too. So I'm gonna take my lasso out here that I had. So we're gonna do some kind of opening shoulder mobility work. So with this one, you wanna go less is more sometimes. So if you have any type of shoulder injury, anything going on in which you don't want to overtax the shoulders, just stop at the range of motion that works best for you. So my strap's really long, so I'm going to fold mine in half, but I want to have a really generously long strap, okay? Then I'm going to go up, back, and down. You can do this seated if you want, or you can do it standing. Up, back, and forward. So again, if this is too much to go all the way back, just go back to your range. Do this for a few moments, and then you can switch. And you can just kind of go back. So if you can't do the full circle, that's okay, do what you can. So find your good core support so that I'm not moving my rib cage to compensate for shoulder tension, right, or tightness. Go as wide as you need, and then over time you can move your hands a little closer So what we're trying to do is just start to mobilize and feel that range of motion in our shoulders. So it's good to kind of pay attention to your base level so that I can kind of know throughout the month as we start doing a lot more of this work, kind of, what happens to my mobility? So if you want to start to add a little bit of turning, a little bit more rib cage work, you can. Sometimes this is nice to do like in a squat. So if I want to do this in a squat, I can start to add that. Just kind of playing around. If you get a sweet spot where you're like, oh yeah, right there, go ahead and stay in that sweet spot. Do a lot of good deep breathing work. So, you know, all this kind of heavy energy that in Taurus can kind of sometimes feel like it gets a little stuck or stagnated. So kind of letting this good breath work and mobility work through your shoulders kind of loosen up anything that feels heavy. And then we'll do like 1 or 2 more rounds, so maybe circles or whatever feels good. Oh, and then we'll go ahead and throw the strap down. We'll use it later, so just have it handy. Shake it out. Just kind of notice how your shoulder feels. Just kind of standing up right where you are, just kind of noticing the heat and kind of the flow of energy through your shoulders. So I just want to go through some movements of your shoulders. So when I say these movements, you know what I'm talking about. So we're going to step out to a wide leg squat. So toes out, heels in as we do this. So go ahead and slide on down. We're going to do internal and external rotation. So as I roll my arm bone in, and I'm going to not use my chest right now, just roll the arm bone in, that's internal rotation. External is when I turn my arm bone and roll it out. So that's the humerus bone we're talking about. So internal, external. Now I can add obviously some upper spine work to this, totally fine. So if you want to add that, you can. Or you can keep the spine pretty erect and you can just move your arms. So just start to feel internal and external rotation. Internal, and I'm not turning at the elbow, but where the humerus enters the shoulder socket. So try to imagine that that's where the movement's going. So internal and external. And again, if you want to add some side movement or you want to add some flexion, extension, kind of play with that for the next few moments, just feeling out these movements. Because what happens in our shoulders, if we don't move our shoulders in the way our shoulders are designed to move, we kind of lose sometimes that mobility. Muscles start to kind of clump up in some ways or feel a little tight and restricted. So this mobility work will help kind of free some of that and kind of remind your muscles what they're intended to do. Okay, shake it out. So that's one movement, internal and external rotation. Then we have kind of our flexion and extension of the shoulders. So we're going to come back to a squat. We do this a lot, kind of letting the arms roll forward and back. So we can do this kind of with heaviness, kind of rocking forward and back, like we're going to take a big jump. Or you could do this more slow if you want to kind of feel it more slowly. So you decide. So up and back, so forward and back. And you might notice that one feels harder than the other. One arm might be different. Yeah, nice. Okay. And then come back to a little bit wider, and we're going to go abduction, adduction. So opening up the arms away from the midline, pulling them towards the midline. So again, I can do this with rounding the upper back, or I can keep the back somewhat kind of nice and erect and just kind of move with the arms. So I'm pulling them towards my midline, pulling them away. Yeah, just kind of feeling this. You're going to start to feel some heat in your shoulders. Yeah. Okay. Just a few more. And then relax it. Step out wide. We're going to do elevation and depression. So elevation, we lift the shoulders up towards our ears. Elevation, we press them back. Lift them up towards your ears. Press them down. So up and back. And then you can go faster if you want. And if you want to kind of move again with the spine, you can roll them forward and back and start to kind of combine some of these movements. We've done all these really before. Okay. So shake all that out. So now you kind of know all the movements of the shoulder joint that we're going to be working with this month. So when we do our Tadasana or sweep up, let's practice some of that. So let's turn the palms to face out. So external rotation. to bring the arms up. Inhale. Now let's internally rotate them as we exhale and come all the way down. And then a long spine, inhale. Step back into plank pose. So for our first kind of shoulder strengthener, you can put your knees down or you can lift them. But we're gonna try and hold here for 30 seconds for the first one. We're gonna build up this movement, being able to hold plank a little longer, feeling more stability through our shoulders. So widen your shoulder blade. So I want you to feel your chest not falling down, but lifting towards your back body. Imagine from that widening action of your shoulders, reaching into your baby kind of finger, your pinky finger, and spreading through your thumb. From your chest, press into your thumb line. So you feel chest muscles, outer border of shoulder muscles, you're almost there. 2 more breaths. And then come forward, drop to your knees, slow chaturanga. Chest lifts up all the way down. Then our first cobra, so walk hands forward or back, pull back, remember long spine, lift chest. And on the exhale, release down, press back to child's pose. For this first child's pose, let's internally rotate our arms so that we grab our wrist. Just let your arms hang and fall. And then coming back into neutral, come up to all fours. So we're gonna come to all fours, find that good core support. Right arm reaches forward. Then we're gonna internally rotate the arm. And then we're gonna twist to the right. We're gonna lower it down and do it again. So arm reaches forward, we balance. We go to that internal rotation. And then we twist from the core. We don't pull on the shoulder and lower down. 2 more times, reach forward. Internal rotation, twist from your core as you press through your left palm, release down. Arm reaches forward. You could always do this in plank to up level. Twist, and then come down, press to plank, and then downward facing dog. We do the second side, pedal the legs. Then strong shoulders. So notice in your down dog, if you feel more of the pinky side edge of your hand or the thumb side, see if you can feel both sides activated so that you feel inner border of shoulder, outer border of shoulder. And then set your knees down. We'll do the second side. So left arm reaches forward. So I have my thumb facing up. I internally rotate it and lay the hand on the small of my back. I keep that relaxed as I twist. So notice if you're pulling the left shoulder blade to twist, use your core. Come back down, bring it back forward. Inhale. To the small of your back, exhale. Back to inhale, left arm forward. So you can always do this in plank. That's going to add a layer of intensity. And we'll maybe work towards that. 1 more time. Twist. And then bring that arm forward, downward facing dog. You need to bend the knees to find that low back. Okay. So we're gonna step the left leg forward between the hands. I'm gonna use a block for my right hand, and you're welcome to put the right knee down. Lift the left arm forward and make a big circle of your shoulder, twisting again. So the left arm reaches forward just like we did. Now let the palm face out, like span the horizon, reach back, and then turn the palm towards your body, thumb up. So we are turning and rotating the arm. Legs stay strong. You have 3 more. Big breath. Breathing. And then as you're ready, we're going to bring those hands down to the floor, switch your legs out, so downward facing dog. Step the right leg forward. And if you want the block, pad your hand on the block. Knee can come down, left thumb up, reach and twist. So I am moving my torso as I move my arm, but the arm is really rotating in the socket. So as I turn the arm, I am twisting. My gaze could be kind of follow my body. Keep strong legs, a couple more. Reaching. Then as you're ready, step and look forward, top of your mat, fold. Relax the head, shake it out. Those arms feel nice and heavy. Long spine, inhale. Fold on your exhale, and then try that circle sweep up. So take the arms out to the side, and then turn the palms to face up as you lift up. And then exhaling, hands to the heart. Inhale, the arms sweep up. Again, that same circle sweep where we get that rotation happening through the shoulder point. Exhale, forward fold. Relax the head. Inhale, long spine. Step on back to plank. Breathing here for a couple breaths. Strong shoulders. Come forward, chaturanga. Remember, really slow so you can let the chest and hips touch them out at the same rate. Cobra. Release all the way down. Plank or down dog. If you want to come back to down dog through child's pose, you can do that. Lift the left leg up, and then step the left leg forward, that low lunge one time. So you might just kind of reach the fingers to the floor just for a moment. Do that big twist. And then bringing the arms forward, lift up towards a lunge. Take a deep breath in, and then we'll take eagle arms. So left arm underneath the right. Switch, right arm underneath the left. Left arm underneath the right. So now I'm rounding upper back. Right arm underneath the left. Keep going. So strong legs, you can always put your back knee down. One more. Keeping the left arm as my top arm, left leg is my strong leg, I'm going to step forward and wrap the right leg over the left. So I'm in eagle pose, and I can use my toes as a kickstand. Broaden upper back, let the shoulders relax away from your ears, and then sit on back and towards that left heel. 5 breaths. So really penetrate the upper back with your breath. That area gets really tight. So let the kind of shoulders feel like they're melting away from your ears. Chin can reach down to the chest. Couple more deep breaths. Then as you're ready, we're going to take that right knee up. And then we'll exhale, come down into a squat. Arms stretch up, inhale. On the exhale, forward fold. Long spine. Step on back to plank. A couple extra beats in plank. So remember, you always put your knees down. Come forward, slow chaturanga. So if you need to have your knees down, do that to the chest and hips at the same time. Cobra pose. Releasing down plank or downward facing dog. Take your time. And then the right leg lifts up. And then we step it forward one time through that lunge circle. So again, I'm just using my fingertips, reaching. Big circle. Bring both arms forward, lifting up towards that high lunge. Then I'm just switching the arms again. Letting my arms find that mobility. And it's okay if they just touch at some places. You can even go back to what we did at the beginning of class, and I'm sorry I didn't say that before. So keep going, rounding through those arms. Yeah. Stay strong in your legs and really breathe and just imagine kind of unburdening those shoulders from all that they carry. The next time your right arm's on top and your right leg is forward, we're going to look forward and we'll step into that eagle pose. So I'm squeezing the legs and now I'm letting the shoulders melt. Whew. There's a kickstand with your toes if you need to. Soften your jaw. Breathe in, breathe out. And as you're ready, unravel those arms and you're going to reach up and then back to that squat. Circle your arms up. I can't talk. Exhale, forward fold. Long spine. Step on back to plank. Or you could skip this and you could go to cat-cow if you prefer. Working on that chaturanga, you can put your knees down. Lengthen your spine, lower down slow. Cobra. All the way back, downward facing dog, however you need to get there. Breathing in and breathing out. So stepping your left leg forward for horse pose. So I'm going to face the other way. So go ahead and come in and I'm going to join you there. So coming into horse pose, so we've been here today already. So we're going to be doing external rotation with the right arm, internal with the left. Just going to show you a back profile. So I'm not worrying about touching the hands. I'm worrying about just rotating and stacking. So I'm reaching up with this arm, reaching down with this elbow. So just keep going. I'm gonna turn around to face you. So if you can touch, great. Don't worry about binding. Pull the front rib cage down. Keep your breath going. Long spine. Okay, you have one more. Even it out, and then take the arms and reach them up. And on the exhale, sink on down to horse. Okay, so we're going to keep that left leg to be our forward leg. So I might have to adjust. Turn the right toes to face in so that you're in warrior two with your left leg forward. So we're going to take the arms up, and we're going to find a side angle pose. So the left arm is going to go up, the right arm is going to go down. This is where a strap can be helpful, or grab clothing. Clothing works great. So find your strong legs, and then we're going to come to side angle with these arms. So I'm going to let my head kind of press on back into my arms, so I'm not kind of feeling the neck strain here. I can also look down. So the bicep on the left is reaching towards your ear, and from kind of underneath your armpit, you're reaching through your left tricep. The opposite's happening on your right arm. Your triceps drawing towards your elbow on the right. And I'm feeling that energy of the elbows draw apart. Take another deep breath. And then from here, we're going to tip back to reverse warrior. Let the right arm slide down the small of your back, maybe towards your hip crease. Let the left hand grab your head, and then just let your head be held by your left hand and reach on back. So big side stretch. Big breath in, big breath out. And now from here, lift the left arm up, straighten the left leg. You might have to adjust your stride. So my right arm's still in a half bind, and I reach into triangle with the half bind. So instead of letting the shoulder pin back, I'm gonna let the shoulder round forward and down so that that elbow, again, is pulling the right shoulder blade down away from my ear. And I'm gonna turn from the right waist. So I can look down for this. So find your core support. So I'm feeling the belly pull back. Tailbone is reaching towards my pubic bone. Big breaths here, and I can let my neck go. Keep working those good neck releases. Okay, so as you're ready, that right arm is going to unwrap so that you're in a triangle with your arm up, coming back to a warrior two. So big breath, the arms will reach up, pivot and turn, and then release the hands down to the floor. So we're in that low lunge. So just take a couple breaths here. And then set your right knee down and straighten your left leg for a half split. So I'm going to plant my right arm, and again, I could use a block. Where did all my blocks go? Oops, there we go. So I can have it here, and I'm going to take that left arm out to the side. Maybe I even want to try it like I did in my flow earlier today. Left arm to the small of my back. So I'm going to twist to the left here without pulling my left shoulder blade back. So I can allow my left hip to soften towards the back of my mat. I'm turning from behind the belly and reaching through my right shoulder into my right palm. So it's the core that's twisting. Keep elongating through that left inner seam, from left inner hip to left inner ankle. Breath in and breath out. And then as you're ready, releasing forward, you can remove that block. Let's go to plank pose for a minute. So I'm going to time you. If you need to put your knees down at any time, put your knees down and take breaks. Okay, I am going to look at a clock, otherwise I'd make you stay for like 2 minutes and we'd all be dying. So noticing if the hips are way high, make sure that they're level with your chest. You might even look down at your navel. It's a good indicator if this is too much for your lumbar, then go ahead and drop your knees. No shame in that. Now, as I let the chest look at hammocks, start to bring your chest up into your upper back. Press your arms apart so that you feel the outer border of the shoulders. You're already halfway there. Start to feel your thigh bones lift up away from the mat and towards the back of your body. Elongate from crown to heel. Big breaths here. Okay, we're almost there. Okay, you have about 2 more big breaths. That's it. And then knees down, child's pose. You can walk your hands, make sure your non-dominant hand is holding the wrist. Relax. Okay. When we're ready, we'll go ahead and come up. If you would like to go through a vinyasa, plank downward dog, or all that good stuff, go ahead. Cat-cow could be nice if you just want to keep it easy breezy. More mobile. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. So we're going to step the right leg forward and come into horse pose. So it's the second side of the flow. This part looks the same. So again, we're working that wrap. Side to side. So watching for the back arch. So that's kind of how we cheat to try and grab our hands, is that we reduce the space, right? So pull that rib cage in. Don't worry about grabbing onto the strap. It's totally fine not to. Just a couple more, just finding the mobility here. And then the arms will reach up, and then we'll sink a little lower. Okay, so the right leg becomes our forward leg. So I'm going to straighten through the left, turn my right toes out so that I'm in warrior 2. Now if I have to adjust, just take your time and adjust. The arms come out. So it's going to be the, let's see, the right arm up. The left arm internally rotates and come back. I can grab the strap. I'm going to show you how the strap works. I reach it up. It's kind of laying behind me. I inner rotate and release. Then I grab it here and I can walk up slowly, okay? So going back here, if we got it, pull the ribs in, let the right elbow and tricep release up, let the left elbow and tricep release down, and I'm gonna come into side angle. So let your head kind of be held in that nook of your wrist if you can. It's okay if this is not your deepest side angle. Now find your breath. See if you can find those tight bound areas in your shoulders and breathe into them. Notice where there's kind of a hanging and you can't feel the fascial lines like really extend all the way out through your joints. So maybe the energy gets stuck in your tricep or in your bicep, and you can just kind of imagine elongating that energy. Okay, we're going to tip up and back for a reverse warrior. So I'm going to grab onto my hand. And again, with this left arm, I can reach towards my hip crease or stay with the strap if I have it. I'm just going to reach up and back. For a moment, lift your right heel and drop that thigh forward a bit and then re-lower the heel. So I'm reaching up, so I'm freeing the right hip crease. Now keep your left arm where it is and push away and straighten your right, so that your right arm is going to come up. If I need to adjust, I will. And I'm going to tip forward into a half-bound triangle. So again, the tendency will be to want to pull the shoulder blade back, but that creates a lot of tension here. We want to release this down and forward and feel the elbow dissipating the energy down. From the top of the shoulder in the left, the elbow crease. So good, strong legs and core. Look down and relax your head. Relax your jaw. Got it. As you're ready, that left arm is going to unbind itself and come up. You're going to come to warrior 2 for a moment. And then both arms straighten as your front leg straightens. And we're going to try and pivot up on our toes to turn before we lower all the way down. Just stay put for a moment. Breathing, elongating the spine. And then the left knee comes down, the right leg straightens. And this is where a block could be helpful if you need more space. So square off those hips, right arm forward, inner rotate. Remember we did this in all fours. Turn and twist to your right. So it's okay if that right shoulder is not pulling back. We want to elongate the upper back. Feel from the outer right hip a reach of energy towards your foot. So imagine that that line got longer from outer right hip to outer right foot. Same thing with your inner right hip, your inner right thigh, your inner right ankle. Okay, take another deep breath. And then you can inner rotate to release. The arms come down, remove your block. We're not gonna hold that plank for too much longer, but we are gonna do a little exercise here of a circle. So widen your feet as much as you can. Take that left arm forward, take it to the small of your back and hold for 2 breaths. Try to drop your left hip. You can come to your knees if you need to. Release it forward, place it down, right arm lifts. Small of your back, couple breaths. Right arm reaches forward, take it down, chaturanga if you want, child's pose if you want to rest, cat-cow. Go ahead and take your time. Breathing in, breathing out. You can even just kind of wag your hips, move around. You don't have to do a traditional vinyasa. Then come on back to your down dog. Breathing in, breathing out. So we're going to take the left leg forward, and if you have your strap, you're going to grab it for warrior 1. So I'm going to show you this facing forward. So we're going to do a little strengthening work here. So with that right arm, you're going to hold the strap. So I'm going to place it through the center of my palm. I'm going to go bicep to ear. So I'm going to get my bicep as close as I can before I bend the elbow. And now with that left arm, I'm going to inner rotate and grab the strap. Okay, so I'm with my left arm, I'm going to pull down. With my right arm, I'm going to pull up. So I have a little bit of oppositional energy. Left arm pulling down, right arm pulling up, and then relax. Do it again. Pull, relax without your neck and your jaw. 2 more. Pull, hold, just for like a couple breaths. And then reach away. And then I want you to reach one more time and then relax and just see if you got any more gains in getting your hands together. Not that that's the goal. Hold your warrior 1. So you can stay upright for the next few breaths, work in this length. If it would feel good for you to reach forward and kind of do a humble warrior with this pose, you no longer get the length in the same way, but I can feel the elbows kind of reach away from each other like a rainbow. So that can be another way to work with this. So you can decide, you want to stay upright or do you want to fold? You have about 5 more breaths. Sink into your good breath work. And come back to facing. So as you're ready, you're going to relax the straps. Your left arm comes down, keep it down, and then your right arm is going to reach up. Reach them apart for a moment to get as long as you can, and then hinge forward. So right arm forward, left arm back, and I'm reaching them across. I'm going to come into a split arm, warrior 3. Find that left inner seam so you find that good stability in your hip, and then reach your arms apart. And then you're going to step on back for your warrior 2. So I'm going to come on back. Nice work, you guys. Okay, so here we can try a full bind if you'd like in our extended side angle, or you could do the same kind of work we've been doing before, which is left arm down. You can do that inner rotation. Let me just again show you how to do this with the strap. So I'm going to face away from you to show you. I'm going to hold the strap. And I'm going to inner rotate it. And I'm going to reach my left arm underneath my legs to grab it. And so I'm not trying to get any closer than I need to. And as I kind of lift up, I'm again letting the shoulder pull down this arm kind of pulls my shoulder down. Then I can relax. So that's the strap with the bind. You don't have to bind. Some of you won't need anything to bind. Or you can just work with arms without the strap. Okay, one more breath. So we did a triangle with this. We just straighten the legs. Here's another option. Take your block into your left hand if you need it. Step your right leg forward and come into a half moon pose with a half bind. So all the work we've always done with this, letting the inner thighs reach into the feet. And if you are up for a challenge, left hand to the heart. So find your edge there. And then land when you're ready, warrior two. Relax it down. Let those arms go. Breathe those shoulders up towards your ears. Inhale. Exhale, press them back and down. Breathe up, shoulders to ears. Exhale, press them back and down. Now just breathe in and press your shoulder blades back. Exhale, down. Breathe the shoulder blades on your back. Inhale. Exhale, just down. Now this last time, take your hands like they have a platter and bring your wingtips together. So the bottom tips of your shoulder, pull them together. And then imagine your elbow tips going further down. Those are the lower trapezius muscles. Breathe in, bring your wingtips together, the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, and then press down. Yeah, that's it. And then straighten your arms and legs. Lift your heels up. See if you can pivot. Ooh. And now come to a short warrior one stance. Here's your options. So that left hand is going to inner rotate. You know the drill now. Right arm reaches up. And we can either come here, forward and hold. I can come to my leg. I can come to a block. Or I can come forward and balance. We're just working these same shapes. So again, I'm turning at the waist, not the shoulder. So my core is active. Finding the inner seam of my left leg, finding the inner seam of my right leg. And then as you're ready, come out. Right arm down, release through the left. Knees down, child's pose, cat-cow, whatever you want to do. We'll meet in down dog. Just kind of feel out what's happening in your shoulders. Okay. In between sides, staying with the left, we're going to do a little bit of reset. We're going to come into that a wide leg, or sorry, Gemini, I can't talk. My mind's moving faster than my mouth can follow. Come into a wide leg stance, and we're going to go left arm on over right. So first, kind of broaden that upper back, bend the knees, and then hinge forward. So let your arms kind of be counterweights. You can keep that ballooning of the upper back, but let the arm weight kind of draw some different energy into the shoulders, just to kind of balance. Now from here, bend the knees and then externally rotate your legs so you come up for a horse pose. And then from here, it might be good to sway. Some people like to do big circles. So same arms, big or small circles, just kind of getting a little bit different feel in the body. And you might just like holding just a few more rounds. So moving or stillness. And then release the arms, come up, reorient the feet. And then as you're ready, exhale, fold, walk back towards your left leg, and then downward facing dog for our last side. We'll step the right leg forward and come to warrior one with the strengthening strap work. So You don't have a strap, remember, that was totally fine. So the left arm is gonna have the strap. I'm gonna reach up and I'm gonna bring my left bicep to my ear. I'll show you a side profile. Left bicep to my ear. And I'm reaching up a bit. A little bit of a side stretch. Right arm inner rotates and I reaches up my arm. Then as I bend my elbow on the top arm, I can reach and grab the strap. Now with my right arm, I'm pulling down. With my left arm, I'm pulling up. So I'm pulling the strap apart and then I'm gonna relax. Maybe I walk the hands in. Pull the strap apart, noticing what part of the string is easier or harder for you. Relax. A few more times. Not too hard, like I'm thinking like 50% of the pull, right? You're not trying to rip the strap off. And then you're just gonna stay here. And just noticing if that did anything. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Remember you had the option to fold. And sorry, you have your right leg forward, right? I just realized I was showing you the wrong side. So I'm upright or I'm folding. Couple more breaths. Yeah, always let me know if you need a modification or if something's not working for you. Remember, half binds are great. Just doing a tricep stretch is great. Okay, slowly come up. Slowly come up. So remember, we're gonna let the right arm release and reach down. I'm gonna drop the strap on the left. I'm gonna reach up. I'm gonna reach these arms apart and then hinge forward. Pivot to my back heel lifts. I'm gonna warrior 3. I've got the wall here now. So I can reach apart. Kind of using that stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. And then as you're ready, go ahead and step on back to a warrior 2. So I'm gonna face the other way. And we'll come out. So remember, this is that half bind. So if you wanna use the strap, you can. Otherwise, it's right arm to the forearm or a block, left arm up, and then I inner rotate it and let that arm go heavy. So again, from that left tricep, that's your top tricep, reach down towards your elbow. And if you're gonna reach and bind, I have 2 internally rotated arms and I have my palms facing straight behind me. So make sure you don't do a double turn of the wrist or something funky that can compromise your shoulder health. Use a strap. And just call out if you have questions, find that good core work. Relax your head. Those binds kind of help you kind of feel in some ways locked, but notice new ways of kind of growing long out of them. And then as you're ready, we're gonna straighten that right leg. The right arm extends down so that you are in the same pose we did before. Or remember, we had the option to step on forward and find a half moon. Or a hand at the heart. Remember, we want to lift that torso and that pelvis off the right thigh bone. So I don't want it to feel heavy. So imagine that you just got light because you draw energy out of the earth, up through your core. And go ahead and land. Arms reach out and up. Try that pivot work. Working the balance, and then I kind of set it down for whatever shape I'm choosing, either revolved triangle or revolved half moon. Right arm inner rotates. Just like we did before, left arm up and then I hinge forward. I could stay here. I could reach down into a block to twist to the right. Or I step into my right leg and lift the left. I'm still twisting. Hip square, torso rotating, but right shoulder is releasing away from the midline. So how do I do both at the same time? Lift through the right waist, release through the right shoulder blade. Bring your right elbow away from your shoulders. And then as you're ready, left leg down, left arm down, releasing the arm to come down. Plank pose. Take a moment just to kind of feel that strength. And then whatever you want to do, chaturanga, cobra or up dog, or something different. Child's pose or downward facing dog. Okay. And as you're ready, slowly walking your feet to your hands. Relaxing your knees, roll all the way up. Before we do that second side of the kind of eagle arms, if you have a wall space, walk over to it. And if you don't, you can do this without it. You can actually do it with a strap. So I'll show you both. If you have a wall space, you're going to be about 10 or 12 inches away from the wall, depending on your flexibility. My palms face back. This is what I'm doing at the wall. Shoulders go back, chest goes forward, and I'm pushing into the wall. So I'm actually allowing my chest to come forward, my shoulders to go in the back plane. If that does not work, grab a strap, lace it across your palms, push back, pull the strap apart. So arms back, pull strap apart. That's your option if you're not at the wall. So we're gonna do this strength work for about 30 seconds. You will feel your triceps start to click a little bit. So proud chest, let the neck relax. This is that other movement of the shoulder girdle that we haven't done a lot of today. We will though. Yeah, okay. Let it go. Whew. Shake it out. You should be able to feel those triceps, right? So let's vinyasa down into the second side. Arms reach up. Circle sweep. Exhale, fold. Step either leg back, doesn't matter, to a wide leg. Forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips. Come all the way up. Okay, so we're going to grab the left. I think it's the right arm over the left. This should be the opposite arm that you did. So start to broaden through the upper back. Then the knees and fold. And you can sway here, you can find stillness. Remember, we're letting the elbows and the wrist feel heavy. We're still letting the heart space soften into the back body. And just kind of feel the energy of my brain kind of get soft maybe as I breathe and kind of allow there to be more space. And so now bend your knees and turn and rotate your thighs out so that you can come up nice and slow to a horse pose. And this is where we can either sway, you might make big or small circles, feel it out. Yeah, get all those good spots. And then when you're ready, release arms all the way up, rotate, forward fold, pivot, come back towards either leg, doesn't matter, plank pose, all the way to your belly now for some back body work. So we're gonna do 3 rounds of locust pose to hold. So I'm gonna give you lots of different options. So reaching your thumbs to point out, my palms are on the mat, and I'm gonna push down. So it should feel a little bit similar to what I did at the wall, but a little bit different too. Now bring the shoulders now on your back. This is a different cue that I've been giving you. So shoulders back, press palms down, lift your chest. So feel that work in your arms and then lift your leg. Head is long. You can always keep your legs down. You're gonna hold for 5 more breaths. Release to the crown of your head, feel your inner thighs reach into your feet. And then right cheek to mat, relax. Let your arms open, shake it out. So option 2, thumbs are gonna face down. You're gonna bring your head back to neutral, lift your arms, and then draw them towards one another as you lift your legs. So I'm really letting the shoulders like a backpack come on my back, but then down. So reach your arms down, as if you're reaching for your ankles. 3 more breaths. And opposite cheek to mat. Shake it out. Last one is if you can bind. That may or may not be possible. So if that's not possible, I can always grab my waist and bring the shoulders back. I could repeat this, or I could do an open heel of the arm, or open heel of the hand, excuse me, bind. So find whatever one, or you could repeat one of the other ones we did. As you're ready, lift the torso. Pubic bone down, core strong, lift the legs. Just work within your own range. Breathing really nice and deep as much as you can, being in a belly down back bend. And let it go. Make a forehead pillow and shake your hips out. Then as you're ready, take your hands, press up and back, and then bring your legs forward. So a little bit of back body now strengthening. We've been doing that, but now more stability. So the fingers can point towards your hips, if that would work, but they also can point out, just not straight back. So somewhere that feels good. For a moment, feel that plank pose happening here. So the chest lifts. I take out that, kind of overly rounded or tucked in lumbar. And you can just stay here, and that might be a really good pose. We did this at the wall, basically. So the chest lifted, the shoulders went back. This is a very similar pose on the wall, so you can even stay there, or you can lift your hips. We're gonna hold here, so you can even straighten one or both legs, point those toes if you do for Purvottanasana. You have 8 more breaths. So we're gonna hold some strength here. So if you had one leg, switch after about 4 or 5 breaths. You might look at your navel if this bothers your neck. Sometimes it bothers my neck to have neutral. Okay, big breath. And then as you're ready, let the hips settle down. Come up to a seat, shake it out. Okay. So we're going to take the one foot, we'll come towards the knee. So I have my left foot forward, my right foot is at the knee. So it's almost like I'm doing, in a sense, tree pose. So you're going to take the strap, if you have it, you're going to lasso it above your heel, and then lay it over your right inner thigh. Right inner thigh. Left arm is going to grab, hold on, no it's not. Right arm grabs the strap, left arm inner rotates, and you're twisting towards your straight leg in that same kind of position we have. So you might need padding for right knee. You might want to sit up so that the left shoulder goes down and turning from the waist, really similar work we did, and I'm releasing from right shoulder to right hand. So I want to feel a broadening action with my right shoulder. I want to feel a releasing action down with my left. And then soften your jaw, your neck. Couple more breaths. You can get a little bit more rotation from your core, not your shoulders. Really important that we can decipher core rotation from the shoulder rotation. And then unbind yourself. Put the strap down. Bring your legs, they can stay right where they are, and you're just gonna pop them up so that you're in tree abs. So these are really hard. We're only gonna do like 5 on the side because they're pretty intense. With your foot, you're gonna push up through your ankle as you lift your shoulders and hips. That's your exhale. Try to do a little bit higher reach by pulling your navel down and pushing through your foot, and then relax down. Breathe in. On the exhale, belly down, press through your foot, release down. 3 more, take your time. 2 more. Soften to those shoulders. And now from here, grab onto your ankle, lower through your left leg, and then you can find a tree on your back. So let that right thigh just open like it's in butterfly pose. Your arms can go up and back so you get this nice big stretch. Or goalpost works, whatever works for you. So I might notice that with the right leg out that my body is kind of leaning towards the right. So can you feel the energy of your core kind of reach over to the left to see if that balances the energy? Almost like your hip points widened, almost like your core got more dilated. Your left thigh bone started to feel like it's moving towards the center of the hip joint. And then with your right leg, bring your right knee up. Bring it in towards your chest. Bring the second leg in towards a kind of two-legged butterfly pose. And then rock and roll yourself up to a seat. We'll go right leg. So right leg goes forward, left leg, and I'll show you this side profile, comes to the knee. And then I take the strap if I have it. If it doesn't matter, I'll just do the half bind. And I'll lay it across my left inner thigh. If I want proppage or blankets, I'll show that. I just put in a blanket here so that my knee has something to relax on. Okay? And then with this, I'm going to take the strap into my left hand, right leg forward, left hand has the strap, inner rotate the right, grab the strap, and I'm twisting to the right. So find your left shoulder blade. From your left shoulder blade, can you move away from the back of your heart towards the outer border of your shoulder, towards your elbow, towards your wrist. Kind of let that deepen your twists. From your right top of shoulder, that's your back arm. Can you reach it down towards your elbow, down towards your wrist? Notice if that gives you a different twisting rotational movement. Now from behind your right belly, twist to the right while keeping those shoulder blades doing different things. Okay, one more breath. And then let that go. You're going to keep your tree legs and come on to your back. So you might just roll your way up. Hands behind your head, good clasp. Deep breath in. On your exhale, pull belly down, press foot into thigh. Inhale, relax. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then just lowering your legs down, finding tree on your back. So taking a couple breaths to feel where you land. And then can you allow that right hip to feel like it's just kind of softening and releasing towards the right, towards the earth. Can you feel your heart space drop into your back body? And then taking your left hand to your outer left thigh, bring it up and in towards your body. Bring your left knee in. So happy baby can work here. Something else could work unless you want to just stay right here with this. Get a couple breaths there. Find any final shapes that speak to you. You might want a bridge or an inversion. You might want another hip stretch. So find what works for you. And then you'll take your time getting into a restful position. A restful position. So maybe that's on your back, on your belly, on your side. Start to let your body relax. Take in the effects of your practice. And then checking in to see if you feel like you've absorbed more energy than you need, or if you feel maybe stuck or closed in and you want to open up for some fresh energy to come in. Gemini is a lot of creative energy, a lot of fresh perspective. So if you're feeling a little overly stimulated, then take a couple breaths to ground your body and feeling that energy kind of be composted back towards the earth. Kind of imagining the earth kind of absorbing in other people's energy, or just the frenetic energy that you can sense at times in the world. Maybe it's helpful to practice unplugging. So work with that for a couple breaths if you're feeling more towards the overwhelm or overstimulated. And if you're feeling a little closed in and you want to kind of freshen it up, start to imagine as you breathe in, kind of that vital energy, maybe it's luminous energy, kind of coming in through your body, and on the exhale, kind of shimmering it out through your periphery, kind of opening up and exiting through your pores so that you feel more alive, awake. So breathing in through your spine. On the exhale, kind of through the extremities, the external. And then as you feel ready, start to wiggle, fingers, toes, move again. And then take your time coming up to a seat. And then roll your wrist for a moment, fling, kind of get some good energy going through your hands. So kind of like you're flinging, or jazz hands. You guys remember jazz hands? And then rub your hands together. Place them over your eyes for a couple breaths to allow ourselves to have fresh perspectives. Eyes like a child, right? Wonder, curiosity, imagination. What if? Fresh outlook, hopeful, imaginative. Bringing hands to the heart. Breathe in, breathe out. The light in me honors the light in you, friends. So glad you came. May the force be with you. Thanks for practicing.